James, a diligent high school student, woke up to the soft glow of the morning sun filtering through his window. His alarm clock had just rung, and instead of reaching for his phone, he reached for his Bible on the bedside table. Kneeling beside his bed, James closed his eyes and whispered a heartfelt prayer. It was his daily routine, a moment of peace and connection with God before facing the challenges of the day. Today, his words carried a special urgency. Lord, he prayed, please guide me and keep me safe today. Help me to do well in my exam and protect me from harm. His mother called from the kitchen, James, breakfast is ready. He finished his prayer with a soft amen and stood, feeling a renewed sense of calm and determination. After a quick breakfast, James slung his backpack over his shoulder and stepped outside. The streets were alive with the hum of daily activities. Vendors called out their wares, and children laughed as they made their way to school. James smiled and hummed a gospel tune, his steps light despite the weight of the exam ahead. As he walked, he noticed a strange feeling creeping over him, a subtle sense of unease he couldn't shake. He paused at a busy intersection, waiting for the light to change. Cars honked and motorcycles weaved through the traffic. The world seemed normal, yet James' heart felt a quiet warning. As James approached the final intersection before his school, his mind wandered to the exam. Did I study enough? He wondered. Lost in thought, he stepped into the crosswalk, oblivious to the speeding car that had ignored the red light. In a split second, a voice seemed to echo in his mind. Stop! Startled, James froze mid-step. The car hauled past, the rush of air tugging at his shirt. It screeched to a halt just a few feet away, the driver's face pale with shock. James stood rooted to the spot, his heart pounding. He realized the voice he had heard was not his own but someone greater. It had been a divine intervention. Shaken but unharmed, James stepped back onto the sidewalk. Passers-by rushed to check on him, their voices a mix of concern and amazement. That was so close. Are you okay? An older man asked, placing a reassuring hand on James' shoulder. James nodded, his voice shaky but firm. Yes, I'm fine. God saved me. He walked the remaining distance to school with a new sense of gratitude. The memory of the morning prayer replayed in his mind, and he whispered a quiet thank you to God for his protection. Later that day, after the exam, James' classmates gathered around him in the lunchroom. You won't believe what happened to me this morning, he began, recounting the harrowing experience. His words were filled with emotion as he described the speeding car and the voice that had stopped him just in time. It was God, James concluded. It was God, James concluded. I prayed this morning for his protection and he answered. That's why prayer is so important. It's not just word. It's a connection to the one who watches over us. His classmates listened intently, some nodding in agreement, others visibly moved. By the end of his story, several students were inspired to start their own journey of faith. Prayer is a powerful tool that connects us to divine protection and guidance. James' story is a testament to the unseen hand of God. As students, we must learn to pray whenever we are going out to school, especially in a new year like this. We ought to pray before going out for the guidance and protection of God. Thank you for watching this story. I hope you learnt one or two things. Please subscribe to Chuck's African Folktales. Thank you.